Looking for some new podcasts to listen to? Well, Rat Salad Review Network has plenty of shows to choose from. Like Rat Salad Review, where they discuss the latest rock and metal news, as well as interviews and albums. Album vs. Album, the King Diamond Podcast, with Wayne Noon, Greg Noggle, and sometimes this guy.
Smack 'em a gob!
Ralph Vieira is also on our network with the Vieira Vault. There's also Old Man Metal's Musings, where he discusses heavy metal and beer. Music is Life with Lou Mavs. The Right Opinion for those who love politics. A South Park podcast called Suck My Balls. The Infinite Fringe, a watch-along wrestling show called Beyond Bushido. Ex-Stradivarius guitarist, the Timo Tolkki podcast. And the Great Harry Barnett with I Don't Even Like Podcast and the Laughcast. So check out ratsaladreview.com or search Rat Salad Review on YouTube, Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and more.
It's time for Rat Salad Review with your hosts, Wayne Noon, Greg Norgal, and Nate Lander.
Welcome to Rat Salad Review. Hi, Nate. Hi, Greg.
Hey, how's it going?
Greg, are you wearing that same shirt again?
Yeah, I know, right? I just love this Creator and Voivod shirt.
Wow. It is a nice shirt, but, take it off once in a while.
Well, you look like you're wearing the same one, too.
Well,
yeah,
I put on
exactly.
a red
You wear
hoodie.
that fucking Merciful Fate shirt every fucking show.
I probably do. I really should watch it.
I wear a ton of different shirts. I coordinate shirts to AVAs and shit. Have you noticed that? I put effort into what shirt I wear on the show. But tonight I just went with Ghoul.
I'm paying
Splatter
attention.
Thrash.
And you know what's stupid? I have an AC/DC shirt, so I should have put that
You
in.
have a fucking... I don't even have one of those. So.
Yeah, I've got like 4 of them, but...
For an album I don't even like, but I just thought, hey, I don't have an AC/DC.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Could be
It is
worse.
Hey,
That's
I got a
all
Merciful
right.
Fate shirt on, so you know what? Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
But tonight, we finally get to the new AC/DC album.
Oh, yeah!
I paid $46
Oh my
for
God.
this.
That just
Why?
screams Walmart.
Bro,
It does,
it's
right?
like one of those annoying
Yeah.
fucking things a kid would keep pressing.
And,
It's like
and
a
it
fucking
doesn't.
Hallmark button.
It's like something a fucking redneck would put in the middle of their living
It's like the
room.
new
Fuck
fucking
yeah,
Beatles album,
AC/DC.
but even worse.
Well, I saw that and I said, "Oh, that's kind of cool." Figuring it would do something. It looks like you could plug something into it, or maybe plug the music into it and listen to it through there, or something cool. But that's all it does.
Are you gonna fucking hang it on your Christmas
That's
tree?
lame.
No, there's no string to attach it to a Christmas tree.
Not with that fucking attitude.
That would look kind of cool, though.
It would look cool. But it just came with that and the CD, and that's it. It's kind of like the Tool thing, although the Tool thing's a little cooler because it got the video in the side and it makes all the pictures
think,
look
like-
that. But
Thing, iconic
Yeah,
Christmas
I don't have
like-
enough time to sit around and drink a bunch of cough syrup to be able to enjoy that Tool album. though.
yeah, we were
like,
talking about
think
that.
of it like iconic Christmas singers. Fucking Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, Burl Lyons, Brian Johnson.
They do have a Christmas song.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's terrible.
It's all right. I don't mind that song.
I hate that song. I mean, it's better than Money Talks, but not by much.
Oh, I love
Oh, Money Talks is okay.
No, it's not. That song is terrible.
Nope.
Nothing's as good as fucking Riffraff, but you'll never beat that.
that. No. But since
No,
you're bringing...
but it's not even as good as Blow Up Your Video.
That's a damn
I mean, Heat Seeker is way better. than
Heat Seeker is
anything on
way
Razor's
better.
Edge.
best version of Heat Seeker is live at Donington.
oh,
They play it up tempo.
that is a good live...
Yeah, that is a good one. I didn't think of that.
It's about like 10, 15 BPM faster. Way better. Sounds like a fucking Motorhead song.
that is a good live album. But
AC/DC
since...
is just slow Motorhead, really, in essence.
Kind of. I can see that. But yes, we're going to talk about the new album, Power Up. We'll get to it. But first I thought, let's go back memory lane. I mean, Greg, you just brought up some old AC/DC songs. Let's talk about our journey through AC/DC. What's our favorite songs? What's some favorite albums and stuff?
I got a poster.
What's that?
I'll show you in my messy ass room. But I got AC/DC right. I don't know where it is.
Right. Oh, well, it's right there.
There it is.
Yeah.
It's got all the albums up to Rocker. I got that for Christmas one year.
What's that thing that looked like a silver bullet, but it's like about this big?
What?
Looks like it takes batteries.
Smoke alarm?
No, it's like a shaft type figure.
Like,
yeah. Anyway, who wants to go? I mean, we'll start like at the beginning, I guess, of AC/DC. What got you guys into AC/DC? We'll start with you, Nate.
I
mean, you're young, so
rock and roll. Like
I know, but like, what's that first AC/DC song
rock
that
and
you
roll?
heard?
I mean, Back in Black. I heard the stuff off Back when Hell's Bells. God, I'm fucking blanking right now. But like Highway to Hell. All the fucking classic hits. Live at Donington was really the first fucking AC/DC album I listened to over and over again because it had way more fucking energy to it.
Yeah. What about you, Greg?
Oh man, I got into them when I was young, but because of Maximum Overdrive. Although I quickly discovered I liked the Bon Scott stuff way more than the Brian Johnson years. That was a good little introduction to him. Not a bad soundtrack.
No, it was cool. And again, I mentioned Ralph Vieira's podcast on another episode, but I was listening to him do another AC/DC show. They were talking about who made who, and the only Bon Scott song that's on there is "Right On."
Yep. Yeah.
Which is it's kind of weird, because it's got all the Brian Johnson AC/DC songs on there, and they just happened to choose that one song from Bon Scott.
I love him.
Yeah. I think Stephen King actually personally picked that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I know that's like one of his favorite songs, and AC/DC is one of his favorite bands. So.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I love AC/DC. I love good blues rock in general. So, I mean, there are a few bands that do it better. The only band I think that does just pure rock and roll better than AC/DC is Motorhead. The only band that's just more rock and roll,
I don't know.
It kind of just embodies that kind of feel.
I guess. I don't know. Motorhead's a little different. They're a little bit faster. They have double bass type stuff. They change up the songs. It's not all the same.
But it's totally the same fucking route.
I guess.
Are you kidding me?
They're both rock bands, but I wouldn't really compare the two. But anyway, I got Highway to Hell after that.
Oh,
that really fucking blew my mind. I love that record still.
Yep.
Power Age is my favorite, but Highway to Hell is definitely second.
Power Age is my favorite, too. Riffraff is my favorite AC/DC song other than, like, Thunderstruck, but they're tied. Because I love Thunderstruck. That's really the song that got me, like, hooked on AC/DC.
I was just going to say, that's pretty much what got me into AC/DC, is Thunderstruck. Just the beginning of that song with the drums, and even the video is pretty cool.
And that's the full-on metal song. I will defend that, yeah.
It is, but a lot of people hate it. I mean, Greg, you hate fucking Razor's Edge, so it's like,
No, that album's pretty crappy. Thunderstruck is the only good song from it,
yeah, that album is really awful.
that album is just lame as fuck, but Thunderstruck is a fucking awesome song.
Yeah, it's Razor's Edge is one of those ones where I felt the way about a lot of their recent shit. It's like an album you can put on while you're fucking on a long road trip, and nothing's gonna irritate you, but you're never really gonna hear anything great either. It's just kind of there.
I don't know.
Playing AC/DC, but it's not super interesting.
Right.
Well, I'm just impartial to it because, it's like the first AC/DC album I bought. I had it on cassette back then. Obviously, now I have a CD. But, I love Thunderstruck and Fire Your Guns and you don't like Money Talks, but I think that's an awesome song. And Razor's Edge, it's an awesome song. It's dark. It's dark for an AC/DC song.
Yeah, I like Money Talks.
Money Talks is awful. Razor's Edge, I forgot about that one. That's not a bad one. But,
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Are we
Money
not talking about
Talks
the fucking
sucks.
title track.
I don't get why people like that. It's such
I
a
don't know.
stupid,
But,
awful song.
I just really like that boom, 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 boom. I don't know. I just like that chord pattern.
Yeah.
Why do people like Creator? They use the same fucking chord pattern every song.
Because it sounds good, not... No, fuck off with your polka riff. I don't want to hear it, man. You know?
Whatever.
That's too funny. But Are You Ready? That's another great song. I mean, actually, WWE's using that now on their SmackDown show. That's like their opening for the show. Got You by the Balls is cool.
That's okay.
No, it's not. That
I like
song
Got
is
You by the
terrible.
Balls.
I don't like that one either. I remember that.
It passes through me.
And
The worst AC/DC can get for me is passable, really.
Yeah. There are some bad songs. I mean, once you get to like the albums, I really don't like Fly on the Wall.
There's a couple that are really bad, but those are usually the slower songs that are usually trying to be ballady.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't have ballads with like it sounds like the fucking parrot from Aladdin. Like it sounds like Gilbert Gottfried as a fucking like
a little bit. Yeah. But like after Back in Black, I mean, everything's really started to progressively get slower and slower and slower. Like, for those about to rock,
that I don't like.
Right, it's a good album, but there's songs on there that just drag on and drag on.
Right.
And Flick of the Switch, that album's just slow all the way through. I think is Tony Morgan?
Really
Tony Morgan loves one of his albums.
Okay.
I like Flick of the Switch. That's a good one.
Okay.
And Fly on the Wall. So.
Fly on the Wall. It's just too
and
slow
Blow
for me.
Up Your Video.
And Blow Up Your Video was the other one I couldn't think of. That one maybe there's 2 songs on there I like. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, no, the Razor's Edge is just where like they totally homogenized their sound completely. I mean, they started to do it on Fly on the Wall, but they still managed to make like
they started to become
pretty
like
damn
a movie
good.
soundtrack band.
But yeah, I mean, Thunderstruck's the only song on Razor's Edge that you can call a classic.
Yeah. All right, fine. I'll let you have it.
No, I'm with you there, Greg. I totally agree. But I fucking love Thunderstruck.
Yeah, it's a good song.
It's a fucking great song.
It's an anthem song, but a lot of people
It's
sing
like if I ever see AC/DC live, I'll get that same fucking feeling I get during Thunderstruck that I get during Number of the Beast. It's a fucking awesome song.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is it took me a while to see them live because as good as that Live at Donington video is, and I learned to appreciate it later, when I first saw it, and Brian Johnson's voice was really terrible compared to how it sounds on them studio albums. I was just like, ugh.
Yeah, but the fact that they're playing it like with more like energy and up tempo is awesome.
Yeah, I like that.
And the songs that are best at the tempo on the album, they play at that tempo. But the songs that are better up tempo, they play that way.
Yeah, it was just him screeching and breaking off and turning all red and looking like he was shitting his pants that I just wasn't into. It kind of ruined it for me the first couple times around.
Wow. When was the first time you saw them?
Yeah.
The first time I saw that video was probably about 12, but I had already seen, Let There Be Rock the movie and them on like TV performance compilations with Bond, so it just wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah.
That was really the album after Back in Black that got me into AC/DC. Other than like the greatest hits that had a lot more like Bond era songs.
Yeah.
Just the album I had the most accessibility to. Morty was like Back in Black.
Yeah, well, speaking of Back in Black, I mean, you can't beat this album. I mean, Hell's Bell, Shoot the Thrill.
Powerage beats that album.
Okay.
All right, Brian Johnson era, okay?
Powerage, Brian Johnson era, undoubtedly.
By the way, Nate, I watched an interview with them about this. They pronounce it Power Age. It's not a real word. It's just something they made up. So Powerage,
I thought told you. Too.
I don't fucking care. Some people
like
say Celtic Frost. I don't fucking care. This isn't the worst fucking mispronunciation music. What we need to unite against are the fucking people who say Sepultura.
Well, I'm right, so fuck you. I don't really care about that.
I don't care. Fuck you.
So
I'll probably adapt it eventually.
that mispronunciation of that kind of seems to be a regional thing. I've noticed though for Sepultura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't. Nobody knows how to say that.
I think
The
it's
dumbest
more
fuck-
so because God, I can't remember where I noticed it was most popular, but I remember thinking, you know what? I think it's a language thing for them because of how they pronounce shit.
Being the nerdy ass kid I knew what the word sepulcher was, so that gave me an advantage there. So
How are you supposed to pronounce it?
Sepultura.
Oh, yeah. So that's how.
Or if you're like extra Brazilian, sepultura.
Yeah.
If you're
Or
extra
Portuguese. Yeah.
Well, Portuguese, yeah. But,
But back to AC/DC. All right, the best Brian Johnson era AC/DC album, Back in Black.
some people would mispronounce Akdek.
No, but you know what's weird? Australia, they call them Akadaka. Where the fuck did they get Akadaka from that?
What?
You never heard of that?
Fuck? No.
I knew that. I just don't get it.
I don't get it.
Australians have a bunch of dumb fucking names for stuff, but really?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, calling an animal a wallaby is one thing, but like calling AC/DC a literal fucking electrical term, Akadeka?
Yeah.
What are they, a fucking 4-year-old?
I don't know how they got that from that. I don't know.
Too much Fosters.
I guess, but just
Really
very strange to me.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I don't get it.
no, me neither. Give a dog a bone. Back in Black. You shook me all night long. Have a drink on me. I mean, just almost every single song on this album is just fucking.
I hate the lyrics of "Giving the Dog a Bone," but the riff is great.
Hey,
I don't mind
that's
the
it.
lyrics too much. I mean, they got a lot of cringeworthy stuff that I like, but
Right.
yeah, really, honestly, I mean, I'm kind of sick of the hits on Back in Black, but I still listen.
Oh, yeah.
No, I can
Play it
always
out.
listen to the title track in Hell's Bells.
Yeah.
I love
I had to be in the
that.
right mood to listen to Hell's Bells. I've heard it a few too many times. When they used it in them commercials a couple years ago, I kind of had it. I mean, it's a great song. I love it, but there's a lot of shit like that I don't listen to anymore because I don't need to.
If you went to a wrestling show back in like 96, 97-ish, you almost heard every single song. Every wrestler would come out to a song off of this album. It was just played all night long.
Dude, yeah. Sometimes they'd be doing a battle royal and there'd be multiple guys with Shoot to Thrill. It was like, seriously? You know?
Right. And I love Shoot to Thrill, too. That's a great song.
That's
but, like, yeah, it's overdone.
Yeah.
Shoot to Thrill is like Brian Johnson's only decent vocal performance.
I really like him on all of Back in Black, though. I thought he did a pretty
I mean,
damn
no,
good
I'm
job.
saying like that really competes with Bond.
Oh.
Shoot to Thrill is the only one that really vocally competes with Bond.
I don't know. Did they have that song written when Bond was still in the band? I know most of Back in Black was.
But like his vocals are
I'm
like
not
Rob
sure,
Halford
but
here
it's possible.
in that song. He's got some real fucking range in that song.
Yeah, he does. Dirty Deeds done dirt
Sounds
cheap.
like fucking Elmo.
I love
From Sesame
both.
Street.
I love both versions of that, both the international one and the original Australian.
Yeah, the Australian one has a different list though, right? Of song like the song.
Yeah, it's got a different track list. Actually, that is the only international version of an AC/DC album that has a song that the Australian version does not.
Really?
And fucking Aussie.
Love at First Feel.
Ah.
But yeah, it alters the track order, and instead of Love at First Feel, it has Rock in Peace on there, and has a totally different cover and different track order.
The Australian covers are just god awful. Most of them.
I fucking hate that. I remember Saints Row had a fucking.
I like the one for Dirty Deeds, the cartoon where they're in the pool hall. It's kind of silly,
but the forearms, like, half the size of the front cover.
Yeah,
I
know.
So bad.
God, next thing you know, they'll censor fucking the first album because it looks like Angus is fucking the lightning bolt.
It does a little bit. But Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, that's always on the radio, but it's still a good song. I know a lot of people are sick of that shit.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah.
Problem
Big Balls.
Child's great. Rocker, Squealer, Ride On.
Yeah, Ride On is like one of my favorite Bond era songs, I think. It's a really...
And Big Balls is great.
Big Balls is a fucking classic.
Me and my friends used to sing that all the time in junior high.
Yeah. The first time I ever heard that song, bringing back a wrestling show, wrestling. One of the wrestlers came out. Yeah, one of the wrestlers, ECW. He's called Balls Mahoney, and that was his theme song. And then when he came out, everybody would sing the song along with him coming out, and everybody would shout, biggest balls of them all, whatever.
That's great.
It was fucking awesome.
I don't know.
Only in New York.
Yeah.
My favorite Bond song and my favorite overall AC/DC song is Riffraff off of Power 8.
You've said that about 5 times since we started the show.
We get it. You like it.
I'm about that fucking riff, dude. But I'm about 2/3 of the 6-pack in.
Is it Power Age or Power Age?
Well, he said Power Age.
And I have
Greg's all like, actually, it's Power Age. But any normal person in the United States says Power Age.
No, they don't. You're the only person I've ever heard say that. You're so insistent. You know what? Let's get back to the discography. Who gives a fuck? I've already proven my correctness. So
let's do a whole hour on how we pronounce
Power. High on the jewel throne here.
Since we're talking about, let's just talk about Power Age.
Yes.
Starts off Rock and Roll Damnation.
Great.
Fucking awesome song.
Awesome opening track. Down Payment Blues.
Fucking awesome song.
I love that song.
It's just one awesome song after the other. Give Me a Bullet.
Song is perfect.
Yeah. And then Riffraff.
Nate, have you ever heard that song, Riffraff?
I don't know.
It's pretty good.
Does the riff go like... It's like the longest AC/DC riff.
It probably is. No, I'm sure there's longer.
That gives it a lot of credit.
Yes, it does. Another great song, Sin City.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, that one's great. Every song is great. Down Payment Blues is one of my favorites all time, though. Bob is such a great storyteller, and that's part of what I miss. After he died, is they lost that quality completely with these bluesier type ballads like this, and he's just inventive.
After Bond died, they just started writing songs about rock and roll. Just in the fucking title.
Yep. What's next? The Moon's good. Gone Shootin'. First time I ever heard that song was on the fucking Beavis and Butthead movie.
Yep, Beavis and Butthead Do America.
Also, all the fucking solos on this album are exceptional.
Oh, yeah.
These are the solos that put Angus.
One of my favorite ones.
Yes.
These are the solos that put Angus up there with other lead players.
They sound like they're about to explode on Up to My Neck and You and Kicked in the Teeth.
Right.
Though. It's fucking awesome.
Right.
And then it wasn't on the album in America, but the rest of the world has a 10th track called Cold Hearted Man, which I'm sure you may have heard on Backtracks or one of the Rarity compilations. But that's another good song. It's a real cool way to end it because it kind of takes it back down from the frenzy of Kicked in the Teeth and just,
I have that box. I should dig that out again. I love the back of the album cover. It's a cool picture of the band. It's awesome. What was that, Nate?
I basically have that version of the album. The disc
I don't think the mix is actually any different between the two, Nate. I just think it has the extra song on there. I have to listen to it, but I'm pretty sure it's the same.
That's all I wanted, the extra song.
Either of you have the box set? Do you have it, Greg?
I do. I didn't bring any of this out here with me.
That's all right.
Mine's in my car.
Yeah. Did you get you didn't get the full big version, did you? You just got the little one?
No, I just got the small one.
I got mine used, dude.
Yeah. Most of the songs I already had elsewhere on other things. I mean, granted, most of them were unofficial Italian releases that you used to be able to buy as imports, but they're real CDs and they have good sound and all that. So I just didn't see the point in getting the super expanded package because all I wanted was better versions of some of the music.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Well, I bought the big box.
oh, did you?
I did, and I was kind of disappointed with it in a way. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there, but a lot of it's like live, and there's just too much live stuff. And I'd rather hear tracks that weren't really released in the U.S. Things that I never heard before.
Yeah. I don't want to hear the same goddamn tracks. Give
Right.
me different fucking songs.
It's like buying, what was that Maiden box set? Archives, I think it was, and there's a lot of
Eddie's Archive. Now,
Yeah.
see, Maiden is a band where I love all the live shit. That's why I buy the bootleg live shows on vinyl, the soundboard recordings, because it's fucking awesome. Because, during Peace of Mind, the only time they ever did it, because Nico was new, they gave him a drum solo at the end To Tame a Land. And Dave and Adrian had extra separate guitar solos, and Steve had a bass solo. It was a really elaborate show musically, and that's pretty cool. And a bunch of Diano shit. And Eddie's Archive has the complete Beast Over Hammersmith show. That's another great one.
Yeah.
I just remember when I remember listening to that, and it was just like there's a lot of repeats of songs. And I was just like, again.
Well, yeah, when you get to the BBC archives, I mean, there's like 4 Diano shows on there, which I love them all, but a couple of them are from 1980 when they only had the one album out, and then the rest of them are from Killers, but they only had 2 records, and the only 2 non-LP songs they really had were Women in Uniform and Sanctuary was on the record in America, but it wasn't in the rest of the world. Yeah.
Which Women in Uniform, one of fucking Maiden's most underrated tracks. Holy shit. Talk about covers better than the original.
Yeah, I like that song a lot.
I didn't know that was a cover. Who did the original?
The Skyhooks. They're not that great of a band.
Huh.
It sucks, yeah.
Wouldn't even know. But getting back to AC/DC, this album, I really never knew it existed.
Really?
Let There Be Rock. A friend of mine told me he loves the sound of this album, and I never found it. I never seen it anywhere, and it just popped up somewhere, and I bought it. And it probably what?
Probably the AC/DC album I know the least about.
Right. Yeah. I still don't know much about this one either, but this album sounds like it's like the rawest sounding AC/DC album they ever did. Really, it's different than their other stuff.
Well, I don't think it's too different from Powerade, really. I mean, it's pretty spiritually similar.
Yeah, but the guitar tone's completely different on this.
Oh yeah.
It just. I mean, it's obviously it's AC/DC, but it's just a different sound for them. It's almost a little heavier.
Yep.
And they kind of changed it.
Yeah, well, especially from what came before that. Coming off of High Voltage and TNT and Dirty Deeds.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. For some reason, it just always went. Past.
Well, this is one where I actually prefer the Australian version, because on Let There Be Rock, the U.S. and international version, they put Problem Child on it again, which was
right. Why you need that
already on another record, but they cut off the song Crab City and Blue, which is really just Bond being a smartass and telling a story about crabs. It's hilarious. It's great. Is it the best song they ever did? No, but I don't think it needed to be censored. But I mean, you got a lot of great songs on this, though. A whole lot of Rosie, Overdose, Bad Boy Boogie. This is another one where pretty much the whole record's awesome. Hell Ain't a Bad Place to
be. A
be.
lot of Rosie I love.
Let There Be Rock. I mean, that's a good song. Go Down, Doggy Dog.
A whole lot of Rosie is one of the best songs off that live album.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Overdose is probably my favorite on Let There Be Rock.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff. What are you eating? A cookie? What is that?
Yeah.
Because, oh. Well, let me look at the track listing because I can never remember all the fucking.
No, I really want to get the Australian versions, but I just wish they weren't so expensive.
Yeah, they are.
And I was just looking on eBay, and I guess because the new album's out, so everybody's like, buying AC/DC shit. And they had that box set that was out like years ago, or whatever. It had all the Australian stuff in it, and that thing is going for like $2,000, $3,000.
Yeah,
Who the hell's gonna buy that?
Well,
Wait 5
yeah,
years.
it's not what it's going for. It's what these people have it
Right.
priced at, which is
Right.
absurd.
Nobody's gonna buy that. If you do, you're insane. I wish
But yeah,
China would print one. I'm surprised China hasn't yet.
Well, there are of them out there.
I'm sure. I just haven't seen them. What were you looking up?
Oh, well, in the U.S., we really didn't get an American version of TNT. We got songs from it added on to High Voltage, and then added on to Dirty Deeds, and then the rest of them ended up on 74 Jailbreak later on. But damn it.
Yeah, that's the thing that always confused me with AC/DC. It's just knowing that the Australian versions are completely different from the U.S. versions. It's hard to know what songs are from what. It's like it's almost like how the Beatles, like they always had EPs, and then when they released the U.S. versions, songs were just scattered throughout each album. And the U.S. versions, they weren't really technically albums; they were just thrown together.
Good thing I don't care about.
Now, I will say though,
as
much as I love AC/DC and especially the Bon Scott era, the original Australian version of High Voltage is a little weak. I kind of prefer the American version there. The Love Song is probably the worst song they did with him. I really don't care for that one. But then You Ain't Got a Hold on Me is great, but they put that out on 74 Jailbreak again. Actually, I think the only one they didn't re-release on an international record was Love Song.
Really?
Yeah. But Show Business is great. Fucking.
Oh, that
I love how they used to do that live. So.
Yeah, I got that Jailbreak 74. It's awesome, It's only got 5 songs on it, but Jailbreak, that's one of my favorite Bond era AC/DC songs. And You Ain't Got a Hold on Me, like you just said. Show Business is pretty cool too. Soul Stripper is cool.
Yeah.
Even Baby Please Don't Go.
One too. Yeah.
Well, that's not on here. Little Lover's not on here.
Oh, I know they put that on another album.
They put that on High Voltage.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, which is totally different from the Australian release, pretty much.
Completely.
Yeah. Again, another one of my favorites. It's A Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll.
Yeah, the first 5 songs on that are actually from TNT.
Really?
The Australian album. Yeah.
Now, I do have TNT. Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's on here. Rock and Roll Singer. Jack. Live Wire. Yeah. TNT, yep. Rocker, yeah, then it goes to Rocker and Can I Sit Next to You, Girl, High Voltage, and School Days. Yeah, it's so weird.
Yep.
I don't like the order, too. Like, the Australian order also did not flow very well, either. Like, the U.S. ones, the songs, like, you can tell they go after each other, and they fit.
Well, Dirty Deeds really isn't too bad. I mean, there's a lot more variety on that.
Well, because
when
it gets
like Big Balls and all that,
right? When it gets later on, they kind of get more towards like the U.S. versions, But like the first few ones, they're just like just thrown together, kind of in a way.
No, yeah, the original High Voltage is sequenced super weird.
Yeah, but
actually, you know what? Even Dirty Deeds, they put Ain't No Fun as the second track. That's out of place. I would not put that early in a record.
Yeah, it's totally messed up. But the U.S. version's the way to go, I think.
Ride On is the second to last track, and Jailbreak is the final one. Like, I would switch those. What the fuck?
They just don't make sense.
Yeah. Anyway.
But High Voltage. Great album. Another thing that I was remembering because from Ralph's podcast, but then I also noticed this when I used to watch The Cosby Show. Anybody used to watch The Cosby Show?
Mm-hmm.
Nate, you probably don't even know what Bill Cosby or who Bill Cosby is.
Shut the fuck up. I watched The Cosby Show. I watched Fat Albert.
Did you get you some Jello pudding, son?
Jello pudding, son. It's time to fall roof so you go to bed.
That sounds like Pee Wee Herman trying to do a
Yeah,
Bill Cosby impression.
I don't know who that was.
I don't know. I'm too white to be Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
That's a simple answer.
But there was an episode where one of the daughters wanted to go see some band or whatever. I forgot what the name of the band was, but she held up a record and it was this record.
Yeah, it was Lisa Bonet, and
yeah. I can't remember what the hell the name of the thing was. And
that one where she wanted to fucking sleep out for the tickets and shit.
It might have been that one. And
then
it's hilarious because they put the record on because like Bill Cosby wants to hear what it sounds like. And it's like some weird ass fucking music, and I'm like, that's not that. It's AC/DC. What the hell? What are they doing?
Yeah, play some like
AC/DC is way closer.
Yeah, it's just like it was so weird.
But no, when she camped out for the tickets, God, I can't believe I remember this. But it was to see DeBarge because they didn't get him, and somehow they ended up meeting El DeBarge. And at the end of the episode, they perform "Rhythm of the Night" in the Cosby's living room. Excuse me, Huxley.
Oh God.
Oh, fuck. I'm going to have that song stuck in my head the rest of my life.
Oh, God, Rhythm of the Night is awful. Oh, I fucking hate that song.
That's terrible.
That's like some fucking... What's his name?
Leave it to Wayne to bring up something horrible from the 80s I had pushed out of my mind.
I only went to talk about this. You're the one that went that
you opened the Cosby door.
I did.
You unraveled the thread from that
the Cosby door. Once you open the Cosby door, you don't get out of it without a traumatic memory.
I led you into the Cosby door, and I slipped you both the Mickey.
Oh.
Go for it. But
it's Mickey.
High Voltage. It's a long way to top Wanna Rock and Roll. Awesome song. I love the bagpipes. Great.
Yeah.
This song. It makes the song really.
Oh yeah.
Rock and roll singer, the Jack, Livewire, TNT. You can't go wrong with any of these songs.
Right.
It's just High Voltage. The ending of the album. Awesome. What do I got left here? For those about the rock. Like I said,
like that one, and I was gonna say something about Flick of the Switch too, but
go ahead. This ain't my show. It's our show.
Well, for those about the rock isn't like super stylistically different than Back in Black, so I still like it. It's just not all of the songs are as interesting or as good as Back in Black. I mean, For Those About to Rock is a classic. Another one I'm listening to.
Oh yeah. It's still an album worth buying.
Yeah.
Let's Get It Up, I like. Inject the Venom's a really good song that really never gets talked about. Evil Walks, COD, Night of the Long Knives, all of those are good songs. I mean, the rest of them are kind of, like this new record is almost. That's what I mean. They started to get to the point where they had filler, where they never really... Bon Scott would find a way to make a song interesting, or they would do them extended jams where it was bluesy or whatever. Yeah. Honestly, and that's gone here in favor of a more single-oriented approach, because the longest song is For Those About to Rock.
Yeah.
At 5 minutes and 44 seconds.
Honestly, my guide to AC/DC is every album through 74 Jailbreak is worth buying, but then just skip to AC/DC Live at Donington, buy that, and then just you're done.
Well, if you're not going to get Fly on the Wall, you should at least get Who Made Who, because I don't care who you are, Sink the Pink and Sink the Foundations are awesome.
Yeah, I guess so, but you have Who Made Who, the song on Live at Donington, so at least there's that. I fucking love that song.
Just spilled my
as much better as that is musically, I can only take so much of Brian's voice like that, so I still have to have both. I have to have studio and live, because I can't always listen to them. I understand that. Yeah. They're not. But
Angus is better. Angus and Malcolm are better live, though.
Oh yeah, some of the individual releases go for ridiculous money now, but live from Atlantic Studios, just get that Bonfire box set, because you got Live from Atlantic Studios and Let There Be Rock the movie on there.
That is true. That's a cool box set. That one I like.
Yeah.
I think that one is worth buying. There is some cool stuff on there. Getting down to the nitty-gritty stuff. I like Ball Breaker.
Well, I was gonna go to Flick of the Switch. Do you not have
Oh yeah,
that
go
one?
ahead. I not in my hand. No, I left it up there because that's not a favorite.
And then Flick of the Switch, I think, is kind of interesting because they walked it back a little bit to that bluesier style, where it kind of hurts it a little bit because this is really the first album where everything just sounds one tone.
Yeah.
Although you do get some harder rocking classics here because it is AC/DC. I mean, there's Rising Power, This House is on Fire, the title track, Nervous Shakedown's a good one, Bedlam in Belgium, Badlands. You know, it's a pretty good record. It's just a little bit dirtier, and they go back towards that blues thing a little bit, but Brian's just not the right vocalist for a lot of it.
No. And
But
also,
it's
too,
still a really good record, I think. A pretty solid one. I wouldn't call it my favorite, but it's definitely one of the better ones.
Well, I never listened to AC/DC for Brian Johnson, so...
Yeah.
The one thing that bothers me, like about Flicker switching on, is, and not that it really always bothers me on some bands, but with AC/DC, I think it does, is reverb. Too much.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Yeah, on this one and Fly on the Wall especially, they kind of cut that out a little bit on Blow Up Your Video, but Blow Up Your Video sounds a little too flat, too. But this one and the next two albums just aren't produced all that great, unfortunately.
No. It sounds like everybody's like in the bathroom, in some gymnasium or something.
Like they're all making a fucking Volbeat album.
Yeah.
I always described Volbeat singer as sounding like he was singing in the shower. Not only his vocal style, but also the reverb.
Yeah. Well, there's more reverb in the AC/DC albums, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, But,
yeah, but that's worth it for Angus's guitar lick alone. I definitely...
Oh, yeah.
And Flick of the Switch.
Yeah. But, like I said before, Ballbreaker, I mean, it's a cool album. It was, a long wait between this and Razor's Edge. So I really looked forward to this, And especially, I think actually before this, they released that song from that movie.
Big Gun.
Big Gun.
Last Action Hero.
Yeah, which is a really cool song. I like that song.
I always love how out of everybody they put on the album, it's the sweaty little raisin himself, Angus Young.
They have to. He has to be on everything.
He's like a California raisin, but he plays guitar. He's like... he's tiny, he's wrinkly.
He is a little wrinkly.
He's like something out of Gremlins.
Yeah, he does. Especially there. But, I mean, there's some really cool stuff on it. Horror's Rock, Cover You in Oil is pretty cool, I think. The Fuhrer is pretty cool.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't listened to that one in years, but I do remember Cover You in Oil being a good song.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And Hail Caesar is really cool, too. That's like one of the heavier songs that they've done.
I remember liking that one, too. It's just... most of their albums where I wasn't really crazy about them, I haven't really gone back and bothered to listen to them much.
I haven't listened to this. Yeah. This came out in 95, and now it's 2020. I haven't listened to this since 97. I don't know. It's been a while, but I do. Some of them do stick out to me.
Is it the same one you bought upon release, or have you not, or did you buy it again and not listen to it?
No. I bought this the day it was released.
Oh, wow. I okay. It's the same that they held on to. Cool. I get that.
Yeah. But, it's AC/DC, so it's, I remember the songs that I like, and I don't really have to go back, I wore this thing out when it came out, so I really don't need to listen to it again.
Right.
And Ballbreaker, too, is another good song. Just an album that I like. What else is about that?
And Fly on the Wall is great. Like you
I don't
mentioned,
like
Sink the Pink, Shake Your Foundations, the title track, Fly on the Wall.
Yes.
Well, hell, they liked the title track enough to reuse the whole fucking melody and part of the riffs on Shot in the Dark on the new one, so... Which amazes me because that single has already done better than Fly on the Wall ever did. And Fly on the Wall was such a better song than Shot in the Dark, but I'll save that for when
we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
But
I do agree with you with some of it. The production on this album is kind of weird, and then you had mentioned how they started slowing down a lot, and I think that kind of fucks him up on here on certain songs because the song Danger, I'm all right with it, but it's too slow.
Yeah.
They got it stretched out to be this crowd anthem, and it doesn't sound right at all. And they do that a couple more times on here, like Back in Business, I think it is. Not a bad record, not my favorite overall, but it does have a couple of my favorite songs on it.
Yeah, it just needed to be sped up a little bit, you know. I spilled my fucking soda all over the floor.
Yes, sorry.
It's my fault. I went to grab something and just spilled all over everything.
I don't even know how you run a fucking podcast with this kind of fucking ineptitude.
I should really just quit, right? Just end it now, right?
Probably not.
I mean, we're finally getting like more subscribers on YouTube, so let's quit while we're ahead.
Right, let's pull like every punk band and just quit right when we start to get good.
Quit right now. Who cares, right? Final AC/DC, Highway to Hell.
With Bon Scott, such a great album. My
favorite
10 out of 10 album. Favorite fucking AC/DC song ever. Touch Too Much. Just beautiful.
Oh, man, that is a good one.
Great song.
That is a good one.
And Highway to Hell, that's another one where every song on it's good. I love the whole thing.
Yeah, there's really no bad songs. My favorite, though, off of this, If You Want Blood.
Yeah, that's a great song, too.
It's just, I love how it starts out, like, really heavy and shit. It's just awesome. And I really did not get into this song when I first heard this album. That song kind of just, like, went through my ear and out the other ear, you know?
Really?
And then over the last few years, I don't know what the hell it was, clicked with me, and it's just been one of my favorites for a long time now.
I also love Beating Around the Bush. That's a great standout.
Beating Around the Bush. What do you think about when they did the other version of that? What the hell was it called? Backseat Confidential or something like that?
I like it better as Beating Around the Bush.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, the
other words don't
okay,
fit.
but I'm definitely glad they changed it.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah. Because it just did not work. Love Hungry Man and Night Prowler. The ending of the album. It's awesome ending.
Girls Got Rhythm, Walk All Over
Girls
You.
Got Rhythm.
That's another classic. Just an epic.
Like you said, there's really no bad songs on this album. It's like Back in Black. It's perfect 10. It's good shit. And awesome iconic album cover. I actually prefer this one, the US version, over the Australian one, but the fire on it, I think it's a little too much. With the fire.
Oh yeah, you don't really need all that. Yeah, I forgot about that until you just mentioned it.
Yeah, it still looks cool, but I think it's too much. But all right, that leads us on to
almost.
I try to
blow up your video.
I did because I hate it, but go ahead.
Really?
Yeah,
well,
that's why I was leaving the best for last.
Personally, that's where the problems start that became catastrophic on the Razor's Edge, as far as I'm concerned. But there's about half of it's good. I mean, you got Heat Seeker, Mean Street, Go Zone.
Oh, I hate Go Zone. That is song. Oh God, you were just reminding me of that song. I hate it.
And Kissin' Dynamite, I like those. They're not bad, but the rest of the album's kind of eh.
Yeah, there's just nothing on there for me. Heat Seeker is about it. It's just
pretty straight.
It's just
wait, Snake Eye was a B-side that wasn't on the record.
No, I don't.
That's a good song too.
All right, so we're done with that now, right?
Yep, yeah. Unless you want to mention Black Ice, the rocker, but Stiff Upper Lip.
I did
from 2000, which I like. Stiff Upper Lip. That was the first one I bought as a new release, and that one's gets into a little slow bluesy groove and kind of stays there a little too much, but it's not a bad album. It's just not the most interesting thing they've ever done.
That's why I didn't take it out, because that wasn't one of my favorites. But I did bring out Rock or Bust, and I thought it was pretty cool. I thought a lot of people don't like this album, but I thought that they sped up the tempo a little bit more on this one from previous albums. And I thought there was a lot of good songs on here. Play Ball was a pretty cool song. Rock or Bust was a pretty good one.
I haven't re-listened to it, but
that song Rock or Bust just sounds like rock. The title track just sounds like Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution.
I know.
Basically,
yeah. What the fuck?
But I think that's why I liked it though, because it did remind me of a lot of the Bon Scott era AC/DC. It had the speed. I see what you're doing with your eyebrows. I don't mean it sounded like Bon era, AC/DC, but it had the feel, because the songs were fast. They weren't slow and bogged down by boringness.
And Malcolm's still on it.
And Malcolm's still on it, yeah. And what was the other one?
Black Ice.
Black Ice. That one I really don't remember too much from.
I didn't really care for that one. Like I said, after Blow Up Your Video, other than Stiff Upper Lip, and even that one, really, that's all. Yeah. But
all that finally leads us to Power Up.
Ow.
10 seconds. That's all you get for $46. 10 seconds of.
And they've got all your money.
They got all my money. But it's pretty cool. Limited edition. So, I'm one of 20,000 people that have this. I don't know how many that actually were made, but I don't know. Don't waste your money. That's all I got to say is on the box set. Just get the regular CD version. You'll save some money. All right. So I've given myself plenty of time to listen to this album. And I've pretty much felt the same throughout every listen. I'm waiting for a song that's really going to get to me like some of the older stuff. I like Shot in the Dark. I mean, it's a cool, catchy song. I'm glad they released it as a single because I could not pick another song that they would release as a single on here.
Through the Mist of Time, for sure, which is way better than Shot in the Dark. Shot in the Dark is just them repeating past glories.
Right. That's why I think it kind of works as a single because it, people want to hear a song that they can sing to.
But it's boring and it's samey.
It is.
You don't get Evian from Stagnant Pond water. And I understand there's only so much you can do with what they're doing in a 4/4 beat, but you can make it more interesting than repeating yourself constantly. And I don't like songs like that. It is catchy. It's a good single, but no thanks. But Through the Mist of Time, I think, is a really good song and really catchy as well. And that's really the first time on the record where they really sounded like they came alive to me here. I love Brian's voice here. This is the best he sounded since Razor's Edge. I think. And overall, the writing and everything's pretty tight and it sounds good, but they almost sound like they're on autopilot for large stretches of this, which is kind of how I felt about the last one. Like, Realize and Rejection could almost be the same song. Nothing in them really sound particularly bad. And I actually like Rejection, but it just, like you were saying, Wayne, it doesn't really stand out.
Yeah, there's just nothing that really stands out too much. I mean, Kick You When You're Down, I mean, that's a pretty cool song. I like.
Really? You think so?
It's not too bad. What it is? It's grown on me. Really? I don't know. It's grown on me. Like, in between when I say Kick You When You're Down, it's like, oh, no. That's kind of like growing on me a little bit. I don't know why.
I don't know. Yeah. It's just all faded into each other eventually.
It does. As an album as a whole, this album just... You put it on, and it just, by the time you get down to Code Red, it's all just one song. And you don't remember anything.
Something you put on the background at a good barbecue.
I disagree a little bit there after listening to it. Definitely. Background album, totally. Yes. But I will say, I do think Through the Mist of Time and Witch's Spell and Code Red stand out.
Yeah. Yeah, because I just listened to this before we did the show again.
So did I.
And...
Yeah. See, the difference is this time. The difference is this time I got high.
I didn't. That's the first time.
But no, I liked Through the Mist of Time since I heard it originally. But even that, just because I like that song and I think it's really catchy. I mean, none of this is the best they've done. It's all very samey.
Right, which is what really shocks me because I've been watching a lot of other people's reviews on this. And a lot of people are very, very positive about this. And I'm not being not positive. It's a good album. It just doesn't live up to the standards of the old albums.
Well, no, of course it doesn't, though, because they're geriatric, and it's like
that doesn't matter. You can be 100 years old and put out the best album ever.
I mean, not everybody is Judas Priest.
No, but Judas Priest has put out some stinkers themselves.
But they put out
Demolition.
Firepower, and that was
Yes,
great.
Demolition, and even not the newest one, but the ones before that. But we're not talking about Judas Priest. But Nate, seeing that you're the youngest guy here, what do you think about Power Up?
Yeah, it's okay.
It's just like you said before, it's just background noise. Is there any song that you like heard off of this that really stuck out to you, or no?
Nothing that sticks out because it just sounds like they're trying to recreate the old shit.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, in that way, Metallica does the same thing, but Metallica have half as many albums, so it doesn't feel nearly as fresh.
Yeah, I could see that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool that they're back and they put something out. And when they first were recording this album, they said that they had enough songs to make a double album. And boy, am I glad this was not a double album.
Oh God, no! Please,
Yeah,
no.
you would have called that one Power Down, but or Power Off, but
maybe the next one.
God, it's like, if anything would be background music, it's like, holy shit, a double album of this? Yeah. Fuck that.
I mean, I will say the only point I kind of disagree with you guys on is I do think Through the Mist of Time is memorable. And that's.
Can I get a Mist of Time count? I got a Riffraff count and a Mist of Time count.
Well, I mean, it's literally the one song that really stands out to me. I think is worth mentioning.
Sure, I can give you
that. I don't get the way this is being hyped, though. I mean, it's AC/DC, it's good. It's just nothing special.
It's because nothing else is coming out.
Yeah.
No, believe me, we reviewed some of the albums that came out this year, and there are a lot of really good albums that have came out this year.
I'm saying right now.
I mean,
right now, right.
I will agree with the guy that said it's just as good as The Razor's Edge.
Who the hell said that?
One classic and.
But that is one thing, though. There is a song on here that does sound like it's from Razor's Edge. There is a song on here that sounds like it is from another era, but none of it sticks up to the high standards of some of those older albums.
I mean,
no, it's just recycled stuff.
Quality. Yeah. It's not even a difference in sound.
No, yeah. Well, what do you expect AC/DC to come out with something new? I mean, what are they going to put, like, synthesizers in the music and start playing power metal or death metal?
Well, no, I mean,
they're not going to do nothing different.
And that's the thing where I wish it just had that high voltage quality to it again. But, they're in their 70s, so.
Right, yeah.
This is about as hard as the rockin's going to get, I think.
Exactly, and that's why I can bop to it a little while it's on.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, I'm happy Brian's back and he sounds good and that he recovered, and at the very least it's a cool tribute to Malcolm, but it just would not rank anywhere near my favorite AC/DC albums. We were gonna rate it, I'd probably give it about a 6.
Wow, it's higher than I would give it, but
if I ever had to like anything Axl Rose ever did as a vocalist, it's for AC/DC.
Yeah, he did a very good job, I thought. I have heard of him.
He did do a good job.
Right.
I mean, I still don't really care for his voice, but he did a good job with it.
I hate his voice, but I liked him in AC/DC.
I was actually anticipating him doing a new album with them. That would have been really cool, I thought. I mean, I'm glad they didn't, because, Brian Johnson is AC/DC, so...
I wouldn't accept it. If they were going to do an album with anybody else except Brian, and they're going to pick that poser Axl Rose, they need to go get Angry Anderson from Rose Tattoo first, who Rose basically emulated.
Yeah.
When he was doing the higher screechy stuff.
It would have been interesting to hear it, but... Whatever, we got Brian Johnson back, and they're mostly
until he pulls something horrible like November Rain out of his ass, and then we've got an AC/DC album with that bullshit on it.
I'm sure that would never happen.
Fucking defense for November Rain, so you can just shut the fuck up.
Shut your mouth up about November Rain. It's a very special song.
The only thing I like about I don't like about November Rain
right up there with the kids of Whitley High. Do you guys know what that is?
No, but it's funny.
It's a singing group of disabled kids that.
I had a feeling you were going
album. There. Yeah.
No, I don't mind comparing Axl Rose to that.
That's literally. I'm not saying they're bad. I think it's really cool what they do. It's just literally when he does that all wah with his voice, he sounds like a kid with Down syndrome trying to harmonize.
That's not what I like about November Rain, so I'm not insulted at all.
Yeah.
I like every other part of November Rain except the vocals.
All right, well, join us next time when we go through the Guns N' Roses discography.
Well, we go through November Rain. Join us next time for our 24-hour. Join us next time for our 24-hour November Rain charity stream.
Somebody better get the hollow points because
we'll only get through the song 3 times.
I'm gonna Bud Dwyer that one. I'll tell you that right now.
So, finishing up the AC/DC thing. I mean, go buy it. Like I said, go buy the regular CD version. Don't buy this thing.
Don't buy the fucking $46 version.
No,
unless you're a Paul loser like Wayne.
Honestly, I think fans of the band, people will definitely love it. It's definitely nothing different.
Exactly.
But,
but if you're like Wayne trying to get laid, you can buy the expensive album.
Way more than AC/DC. I love Exciter, one of my favorite speed metal bands. They never really switched it up either, and even though I love them, they have a couple records I don't even really care for that are kind of similar to this, where I don't think it's bad. It's just it doesn't do much for me, but it may do something for you because Dr. Fuck loves it.
He does, and I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised, but I don't know. But hey, like you said, go buy it. You might like it. Just because we don't doesn't mean that you have to go do what we say. Obviously, a lot of people don't. Right? Yeah.
That's right. But you can sink the pink. It's old-fashioned.
Anything else you want to talk about the Riffraff, Nate? Anymore?
Nah, he's got holes in his shoes, and he's way overdue.
Very good. All right, awesome.
All right.
Well, that's today's show. Please check us out on ratsaladreview.com. And please subscribe to Hameen Media Group, who we are now part of. Just search them at Hameen Media.
And be sure to check out our new show that shows Wayne dating in his 40s called Kicked in the Teeth Again.
Why me? I'm married.
Well, you're older than me, so I thought it would be funnier, but I know you're married.
No, it's not funny. And then it
could be a dating show about you trying to get laid. At least that would be more accurate.
My wife would love that show. I'm trying to promote, what we're on.
So would your son.
And I'm trying to make a cheap joke. That's part of my charm, man.
I don't like how everybody tries to make jokes
at my expense.
What the fuck?
Look at who I had to pick from. I mean, honestly, too easy. With you, it's kind of fun.
I'll give it to you. All right.
He looks like an extra from The Usual Suspects right now. Guys, let's close it.
It is true. He does. All right. Hameen Media Group on YouTube. Please send them a subscribe. We are over there as well with our videos. iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean. Please subscribe to those. And
that's right. Flick the bean tonight.
Flick the bean, flick the switch, and we will see you.
Press the button.
Bust the button, rock or bust. And don't forget to power up.
Bust the nut.
And go to bed.
Power up into the power age.
That's right.
Next time, because this house is on fire.
That's right. So
I better call the fire department because this house is on fire. On Rat Salad Review.
That's right. We're off to the highway on hell. See you guys next time.
The highway on hell. Nice
I know
job,
I fucked that up. My mouth.
I
did fuck that up, didn't I? I'm not going to edit that out.
You're in the highway on hell, guys.
Swing and a miss.
Highway to hell. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. See you guys next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.